Now you can find out why the fuck you're actually doing what you are doing, and you can cut them off before they destroy your fucking life. By the end of this video, you will understand the importance of self-awareness, how to cultivate it, and how to break out of the box you are currently in to achieve whatever it is that you want in your life. Why a lack of self-awareness is absolute torture. You become a robot. The way that people who lack self-awareness behave is they get a thought or a feeling and they immediately act on it. So if they get a thought that tells them they should eat junk food and they think about how good it would taste, they go and eat it. No questions asked. They don't filter it through their consciousness of whether they really should be doing that or not. To me, that's a robot. Without self-awareness, you become a victim to your patterns. These things can be addictive behaviors, negative behaviors, so they could constantly have a pattern of eating junk food or procrastinating or being addicted to dopamine activities. And because of that, they start seeing negative effects in their lives, but they don't know why it's happening to them. So they start to blame other people for their problems, but really it is their own patterns that they don't realize they even have in the first place. When you lack self-awareness, you become a victim to your lower desires. So your animal brain, or your lizard brain as some people like to call it, it craves cheap dopamine. And if it wants it, it will persuade you into getting it unless you question your thoughts. So a lack of self-awareness will just lead you down an endless cheap dopamine trail where you just become more and more unhappy. Your baseline dopamine level drops until nothing makes you happy except for chasing after pleasurable activities. And when you lack self-awareness, you become unable to change, because if you're never questioning what you're doing and why you're doing it, or questioning your thoughts or questioning your feelings, how could you possibly grow? You will always stay as you are, or obviously get worse. So what would more self-awareness do? The way that a person with self-awareness acts is, instead of going thought, feeling, immediate action, they get a thought or a feeling, they filter it through their consciousness and say, okay, why am I getting this feeling? What is the motive of this thought or feeling? Because thoughts or feelings can have ulterior motives. Like I just said, your animal brain wants you to do things. It wants cheap dopamine and it will persuade you into getting it. So you can't always trust your thoughts and feelings. A self-aware person filters their thoughts and feelings, and then if they decide that, okay, the thought really was right, it is a good idea to do that, then they take the action. People with self-awareness become the observer in themselves. So they observe their thoughts and their feelings rather than being caught up in them and easily manipulated. They act consciously rather than unconsciously. Someone who's self-aware could get a negative thought telling them to be shy and scared of other people, but instead question it and say, no, everything's fine. Why would I do that? I'm not going to listen to you. If you get a negative thought or a negative feeling, you can choose to engage it, choose to listen to it, or you can choose to let it go. And that is what a self-aware person does. You can change yourself into whoever you want. Take action on what you know you should be doing rather than what your thoughts and feelings are telling you, because you're never going to get thoughts and feelings that are beyond who you already are. So if you listen to the current thoughts and feelings you are having, how could you possibly grow? If you want to grow, you need to act consciously. You might have negative experiences in your past that constantly resurface in your thoughts and feelings. You can let go of these things and move on, because you don't have to engage them when you're self-aware enough to realize that these thoughts don't serve me anymore. I am going to let go of them. The first step in cultivating self-awareness for yourself is to take a third-person view of yourself and evaluate yourself. Who am I? Am I who I want to be? What are things that I do on a day-to-day basis, and do those things serve me? Once you know who you really are in the current state, you can then set forward a plan to change. You can become whoever you want. You are not stuck and limited by these old patterns that you have that you're repeating. Question yourself on why you are doing what you are doing throughout your day. If you are engaging in a bad habit, okay, why am I even doing this? Is it because it serves me? Is it because it's good for me? No. Then why am I doing it? Is it because I got a thought or feeling that persuaded me to do that? Did I eat because I was bored, or because I actually was hungry? Did I open TikTok because I really wanted to, or was I just craving some fulfillment through cheap dopamine and instant gratification? Really ask yourself questions all the time. Now that you have evaluated who you currently are, you are equipped with the knowledge of what you need to change. The second step is questioning things about yourself throughout your day. Question your thoughts. Why did that thought appear? What does that thought really mean? What is that thought's motive? When you get a thought telling you, I should open TikTok right now, why did that thought appear? Okay, it probably appeared because your animal brain wanted some cheap instant gratification dopamine. So also question your feelings. Why do I feel like this? practice. What made me get this feeling? If you're feeling stressed, why do you feel stressed? There might not be anything actually happening right now. Why am I feeling stressed? What made you get that feeling? And then once you know, you can think about it. Okay, so I'm stressed not because there's something to be stressed about, but because I have a repeated pattern of getting stressed before doing this thing. And now that you know that, you can cut it off and say, okay, so if I'm getting stressed over nothing just because it's a pattern, I'm just going to say, why the fuck am I stressed? I don't need to be stressed. Just relax and calm down. And you can calm yourself down. It will be difficult in the beginning to break the pattern, but it gets much easier over time. Don't get caught up in these things. Don't get caught up in your thoughts and feelings. Like I said, they are very fallible, right? They are not perfect. They are not always right, and they can have other motives. So always be questioning these things. Don't take them as law. The third step is to write down what you learn. Once you know some of your patterns, write them down in detail. What triggers them and how can you stop them before they happen again? So if you have a bad addiction, what triggers them? Why did I click on that website? Was it because I got a thought? Yes. Okay, that thought told me to click on that website. Why did that thought tell me to click on that website? Oh, because my animal brain wanted some cheap dopamine and instant gratification. And how can you stop that from happening again? Now, when you get a thought telling you to click on that website again, you now know why the fuck you even got that thought in the first place and can say, okay, I'm not falling for this again. So I'm going to say, no, I'm not going to listen to that thought telling me to click on that website. And I'm going to cut the branch there and say, fuck off to that. When a thought pattern or feeling happens, what does it really mean? Where is it leading you? Is that a good or bad place for your life? Now you can find out why the fuck you're actually doing what you are doing, and you can cut them off before they destroy your fucking life. So in conclusion, a life without self-awareness is actual torture. You are trapped in a box with no hope of escaping. If you ever want to get anywhere in life, you will need to change. You don't become successful by being who you currently are and just having success somehow. You need to change into someone that is deserving of success. Once you understand these patterns and you have a level of self-awareness and you're able to understand and control your mind, you will be able to flawlessly control the life you have, because you will be able to cultivate self-awareness, cultivate self-discipline, and with self-discipline and patience, you can achieve whatever you want. Like the video if you learned something, and subscribe if you want to learn more next time. Join my weekly newsletter to get more life-changing information like this directly into your inbox, all for free. And you can read all the past letters at o3giacomo.com. I hope you enjoyed the video and that you learned something, and I hope you have a great day.